According to Lebanon's health ministry, another set of Israeli airstrikes on two towns south of Beirut have resulted in 6 deaths and 8 injuries. The attacks targeted the areas of Aramoun and Sadiat, which are located outside of Hezbollah's traditional strongholds in Lebanon. Additionally, the Israeli military has also issued an urgent warning for residents to leave 16 towns and villages in southern Lebanon. The military has advised people to evacuate their homes immediately and move to open areas for safety. According to Lebanese authorities, Israeli strikes have displaced over 58,000 people, with more than 12,500 families seeking shelter in escalating conflict. Lebanese Social Affairs Minister Hanine Sayed has provided the figures, highlighting the severe humanitarian impact on the population. We are now being rejoined again by Matthew. Thank you for joining us back here for this. As we again have just heard, there have been more strikes with unfortunately more deaths and more injuries. And we heard that where there has been strikes is located outside of Hezbollah's traditional territory and strongholds. As we're going into days and days of this war, how do you think both sides are now taking this?
Well, it's such a young conflict that it's hard to sense what direction it's going to take. But Israel, along with the United States, are determined to wipe out Iran's mullah-based regime, its theocratic totalitarian dictatorship. And Israel is taking aim at Hezbollah in Lebanon. Hezbollah is essentially an arm of the Iranian theocracy. They are funded and supported by Iran, so Israel treats them as an extension of Iran and targets them. They are going after targets in Lebanon, but as you yourself said, they have given notice to people in the affected towns that they should evacuate because they want to meet their military objectives, but they don't like civilians being killed inadvertently. So they give them a chance to leave before they attack to lessen the chance that civilians will be killed or injured. It can be very difficult, though, to separate civilians from combatants in a war zone. And so, there's always the risk of what military analysts call collateral damage, of innocent, civilian people being caught up in the fighting. But if Iran is to be defeated, then Hezbollah in Lebanon has to be taken out. It is part of the Iranian terrorist apparatus, and it must be defeated, or it will linger long after the regime is defeated in Tehran, and that day appears to be approaching after the United States and Israel together decapitated the dictatorship in Tehran by killing Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and now by blowing up the Assembly of Experts, which instead of doing something smart like having a Zoom meeting, actually got together to have a physical meeting to elect a successor to Ali Khamenei. So, and many of them were killed. I'm not sure how many, but that was not a smart move on their part. And the United States and Israel are going to keep attacking and killing the leaders of the regime. President Trump, after having negotiations in recent weeks, finally said, I think it was yesterday, that the time for negotiations has passed, and that he wants, surrender from the Iranian regime. He wants regime change.
Thanks, Matthew. Again, don't go too far, as we'll be back with
Right.
you very shortly.